"90 Minutes has led to this. It's time for the final word."
Well, and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Only on the Sports Source.
All right, it's not farewell and adieu quite yet. This is our final word segment. It's brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing Systems. When it comes to a roofing company you can trust, turn to a VFL, Daniel Hood Roofing Systems. Check them out at danielhood.net. Also, right now you can take advantage of their fall special, up to $250 back off your replacement roof. Daniel Hood Roofing Systems. Daniel will be here throughout the football season with us as well. All right, as always, this is our Beat the House segment to close out the football postgame shows. Over at our Wipey board, we have Chuck Cavaleris. I shouldn't say the Wipey board. He's at the Chucky Casino.
Yeah, baby.
The big boards behind it, the TVs, everything else. The guys will wager. They have $500 is what they started with. We wagered up to $200 right now because we don't want anyone going broke just yet, so nobody can go all in. $200 max through October.
David up and roll.
Yeah, that's David up and roll, so they go broke. Chuck, your assignment, and I want to make this clear, your assignment is to split the panel.
Right.
You're just like a Vegas casino. You want even money on both sides. So this isn't your game prediction. We'll get that from you in a minute. But will the Vols win or lose at Georgia, first of all? And second of all, by how much?
Well, obviously, this would be a tall task to go down to Athens and get a win, as we were just talking. It is the 3:30 CBS game, so that's good to know. Looking at all the aspects of this game, boy, I tell you what, Tennessee you would think would have their hands full, especially the secondary. I think that's the area that it could really would take the biggest hit. So I'm going to go ahead and put down that it will be a loss. And then for the line, boy, you could look at any different number of ways at this. Auburn was a 7-point underdog at Georgia, and Georgia covered that easily, just like Tennessee covered easily against Missouri. I'm going to go a little bit different on this and say the line will be 13.5.
Okay, so Chuck makes it Georgia by 13.5. All right. Let's take a look at the standings after 1 week. And there you see the minus 1,000, already $1,000 in the hole this year is the casino. Everyone won their bets last week. You see the guys on top, they put $200 on the Vols to cover against Missouri. Let's just take this in order. I'll get Daniel's pick later this week. But David Ubben, you got $700 here. You can wager up to $200. Who are you taking? Which way are you going on this, and how much are you wagering?
Well, last year I was living under the bridge. Now my name's on the bridge. We're feeling better. The Chuck Casino, a Mickey Mouse organization, because we can't bet the under. That's what I'd bet. But I'm going to go 100 on Georgia. Defense too tough. It's going to be tough for the Vols to put points on the board.
All right, 100 on Georgia. Will Overstreet.
I'm going to do 100 on the Vols.
All right, look at that. He's standing next to Sunshine Sterling.
Yes, sir!
It's rubbing off. $100 on the Vols there to cover, to be closer to 13.5. Sterling.
I'm rubbing off on Woody Ray Brown, baby. See no on the Vols, baby. Big R's. Whoa!
Sterling is acting really pumped, but that wasn't 200 on the Vols. That was
I'm a conservative bet.
All right, Josh Ward, which way are you going?
Well, I've got a little to work with thanks to the winnings last week and put them behind. So I'm going to attempt to see Sterl and Will at the top, 200 on the Vols.
200 on
cover.
Tennessee. All right. Jimmy Himes.
100 on Tennessee.
100 on Tennessee to cover. Chuck, your line is going to bite you again, I'm afraid. Or that, you're either going to make a killing or you're going to be
Hey,
such
Big
a
house
deep
comeback,
hole.
maybe.
Listen, we made enough money off this panel to pay for my grandkids' college tuition. So we're not worried. Last week was my gift to you guys, okay? We're not worried about paying the light bill at Cino's Casino. I think Georgia. I think Georgia's just got a little bit too much firepower, and I think there's going to be some potential breakdowns in the Tennessee secondary.
Okay, so you would go, if you were doing it yourself, you'd take Georgia.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. That might be a field goal higher than what I think it could be, but yeah.
I'm going to put 100 on the Vols. I think they'll be closer than 13.5, but I'm only going to do it with 100. That's all I'm going with. Let's talk about, we got a couple minutes here. Let's talk about keys to this game. And I'll throw out one small little thing here. Getting Cade Mays back was a huge deal for Tennessee this week. He put a guy on the ground and then dove onto him when he was on the ground. He plays with an edge. He did it Catholic. He had some penalty-heavy games while he was at Georgia. He is going to be fired up to go back down there to Athens. I just hope he tears him up on the field and doesn't get any yellow flags coming his way. So that would be just one little concern there is he's got to play within himself. And I hate that cliche, but he's got to do that this week at Georgia. Keys to the game, guys.
I'll give you one from the Tennessee perspective. I think they have to be somewhat balanced on offense, and I know this sounds conservative, but I think they have to run for at least 125 yards.
Okay, 125. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Jeremy Pruitt's really excited that the offense is taking care of the ball, and most importantly, the quarterback is taking care of the ball. That has to happen at Georgia.
Okay, keys, guys. Anything you think Tennessee must improve this week?
Pass rush has got to be a little more consistent and better. You have a walk-on quarterback. Yeah, he's good, talented. Get in his face, hit him. That's how you can win this game. You keep him from being the factor that they saw against Auburn, and you'll have a chance to win.
Go ahead.
I'm saying win the turnover ratio. Get a couple of big turnovers out of the Bulldogs, and I think we'll win this game easy.
They're not going to be in the red zone 5 times. So if you're there, you better get 7. Tennessee was terrible at that last year. They were really good yesterday. 112th nationally in 2019. They're off to a better start, but when you get there, you better come away with 7.
This game is going to be so much more of a challenge for that offensive line against Georgia's defense. Look, I credit them for getting 4 4th and 1s. You don't want to get in 4 4th and 1s against Georgia.
Right.
I think more than 50% of their yardage on their run plays yesterday came after contact. So you had guys that were breaking some tackles yesterday. You're going to need that down there. I think the offensive line is going to have to play twice as good as it did against Missouri. I just think this is a hell of a challenge.
Do you think that Tennessee will go for 4th and 1 on their own 34?
I do not.
First series?
I do not on the opening series. Jimmy Hines, Josh Ward, Chuck Cavaleris, David Ovens, Sterling Hinton, Will Overstreet. Thanks to all these guys. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for the couple of segments you missed. Thanks to ABC News Cutting In. You can check that out on Facebook Live. You can check it out on Facebook, our Facebook page. We'll also put it up on SportsSource.tv and YouTube on our YouTube channel. See you next Sunday right back here on the Sports Source. Thank you.